we make things. We use our hands, minds, and machines to build, to fix, to improve. We're known as do-it-yourselfers, home improvement fans, fix-it fanatics, inventors. At our core, though, we're all makers. So let's jump in and make something. Hi, I'm Ron Hazelton. Welcome to the show. Now, today we're going for a retro look by installing a stamped metal kitchen ceiling. Good layout and preparation are keys to getting a first-class job with this material. And there are also a few installation tips that will make the project go more smoothly. Then we'll take a look at a new tool that actually lets you see inside walls and other hard-to-get-at spaces. Having X-ray vision like this can potentially save a lot of headache. And finally, we'll look at the pickup truck as a towing vehicle and offer some valuable tips, techniques, and equipment suggestions for towing safely and effortlessly. A pickup is one of the most versatile vehicles on the road. When it comes to hauling cargo or transporting people, working hard or having fun, nothing surpasses the pickup. And that's especially true when it comes to towing. Trucks equipped with special towing packages like this one are just born to tow. From specialized equipment to cargo haulers to boats, today's pickups can handle it all. Towing with any vehicle, though, demands the right setup, the correct equipment, and the proper techniques and methods. Here are a few useful tips. Tow only trailers whose weight does not exceed the maximum capacity of your vehicle. Check your owner's manual to find out how much your truck can safely tow. Use the right hitch. Hitches have two basic components: the receiver, which is either bolted or welded to the vehicle chassis, and the drawbar, which is inserted inside and held in place with a pin and clip. Put a light coat of grease on the trailer ball before attaching the trailer tongue to it. Make sure the safety chains are crossed under the trailer tongue so they can catch and support the tongue should it come loose while the trailer is being towed. Plug in the trailer lights to the receptacle on the truck and check the lights to make sure that they're operating properly. Check the truck mirrors to make sure you can see down the entire side of the trailer. If you can't, you may need to install extension mirrors. The trailer jack can be fitted with either a flat plate to keep the end from sinking into soft soil, or a wheel that allows the trailer to be rolled about when not connected to a towing vehicle. To help prevent trailers from being detached and stolen, consider buying and using locking pins for both the coupler lock and the hitch receiver pin. Before getting underway, check to make sure the towing vehicle has the correct tire pressure. When towing a trailer, you'll need to swing wider when making turns in order to avoid running over curbs and off shoulders, and possibly clipping signs or posts. The longer the trailer, the wider you'll need to make the turn in order to compensate. Most pickups with automatic transmissions can be operated in the drive mode. Some trucks, like this GMC Sierra, come equipped with a tow-haul mode that changes the transmission shift pattern to reduce cycling between gears and improve efficiency. When going uphill, if your vehicle does not have a tow-haul mode, it may be useful to shift out of drive and into a lower gear. When going downhill, use a combination of the engine and brakes to keep your speed safe. Downshift to a lower gear so the engine can slow your speed. If you're inexperienced in backing a trailer, it's a good idea to go to an empty parking lot and do a bit of practicing. If you keep your hand at the 6 o'clock position on the steering wheel, the trailer will go in the direction you move your hand. It's a good idea to have someone behind the trailer to provide directions. Remember to be aware of vehicles and obstacles all around you, since the front of the truck could possibly swing far enough out to hit something. Today's pickup has never been better suited for towing. Just set things up correctly, use proper techniques, and you'll be towing safely and effortlessly.
Hi Ron, my name's Fiona Lang. This is my husband Richard.
Hey Ron.
We need your help desperately. We have a kitchen project here. We have ceiling tiles that need to be replaced. When we started redoing the kitchen, we had problems with water, and as you can see, those tiles look plain nasty. Ron, please come help us decide exactly what we want to do with this kitchen ceiling.
I need your help, Ron. I can't do this myself. Please.
He sure does.
I need help.
Well, I just couldn't refuse an appeal like that, so I hopped in my truck and drove over to visit the Langs at their home in Danbury, Connecticut. Hey folks!
Hi, how are you?
Good morning. How are you?
Ron, how are you?
Ron.
Nice to see you.
Day, huh?
Absolutely. Why don't you come on inside and see what we've got?
Great.
Absolutely.
You got fresh muffins?
And coffee.
Yeah, fresh muffins. Well, Ron, here it is.
Oh wow, that's bad.
Yeah.
What happened up there?
Well, it's just major plumbing leak. You know, this is what water does to ceilings.
Little repair over here you tried, eh?
Yeah, I tried to patch it up, and it just didn't take.
So what are you thinking for a replacement?
Something that's a little more in keeping with the character of the house. Something, not drywall. I'm not really interested in that, but I'm really not sure where we're going to go with this.
Something with a pattern or a texture, something like that?
Yeah, I think that would look good.
Have you guys thought about stamped metal ceiling? You know, they actually still make them.
Really?
That sounds very nice.
Have you got a computer?
Absolutely.
Okay, let
Right
me
in
show you
the next
something
room.
online.
Sure. Okay.
Now, this is a company that still makes those stamped metal ceilings. I've been doing this for 100 years.
Wow, look at all those.
Yeah. So
Wow, that's incredible. And these are all metal, huh?
these are all metal, all stamped metal. So why don't you look through there? Do you see anything catch your eye here?
I like this one right there.
I do like this number 209 right there.
This one right here? There you go. There's the pattern.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Just spend some time, look through here. When you've picked out the one you want, why don't you go ahead and order it?
Okay.
And when the material gets here, I'll come back and we'll put it up.
Sounds like a plan.
Great. It really does.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that looks great.
Takes you back to the old days, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's
That's
like-
that's gonna look really good.
And I have a feeling, because it's, 2 by 4 foot panels, this is going to go up fairly quickly.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really do.
No.
Before we start on this, though, we got to take the old ceiling down.
Okay.
And that's going to get a little bit messy. So rather than clear everything out of the kitchen, I'm going to suggest we just protect everything. Some plastic sheeting takes care of that. We begin demolition by dismantling the overhead light. Fiona has plans for a replacement that will be much more in keeping with the character of the new metal ceiling. Richard turns off the power at the circuit breaker, then Fiona makes a final check with a voltage tester before the two of them disconnect the wiring and remove the fixture. So these are the ones that you took down before, right?
Yep.
The first tiles to come down are the ones Richard put up with screws when he repaired the water damage. The remaining tiles are nailed in place, and all that's required to bring them down is a good tug. Within minutes, the tiles are off, exposing the furring strips and ceiling joists. Yeah, just so we don't chip the paint. Next, we begin removing the crown molding. First, we score along the edge to keep from chipping the paint, then tap in wide putty knives to protect the wall. Finally, we use pry bars to work the trim loose. Pull it out. The last part of our demolition has us taking down the old furring strips to which the original tiles were attached. Now, we thought about trying to reuse these. They weren't located in the right places for our new panels. Well, I'd say you've got the lodge look now, huh? Maybe
Yeah.
we should just leave it this way. You know, you gain a little ceiling height.
Just a little too rustic for me.
A little
Yeah,
too much.
a little too open, I think.
These are the panels that are going to go up there that we saw earlier. Now, in order for the seams to really work out nicely on this, to stay straight and flat, we've got to put it on a flat surface. So the next thing I want to do is just check the bottom of these ceiling joists to see if, in fact, there's any kind of bow in them. So, Rich, here's my 4-foot level that if you'll yank on the end, turns into my 8-foot level.
Very nice.
Okay. In this case, we're going to use it not so much as a level, but a straight edge.
Okay.
So we'll put it on the bottom of this joist right here.
Uh-huh.
Now you see we've got a gap down there at the end?
Yeah, I do see it.
Yeah, how much is it, like 3/4 of an inch?
About that, yeah.
We'll compensate for this variation later on when we put up the new furring strips. Our first furring strips will be set around the perimeter of the room, a couple of inches from the wall. A chalk line gives us our reference point. Lock it in. You on your mark?
We all set?
Okay, pull it down. Got it? Here we go. All right, well, the perimeter's done. Now we can start to put these furring strips in the center of the room. Now we've got our furring strips up. Next thing is to make sure that they're perfectly flat. So to do that, we're going to use, believe it or not, a piece of string. If you would go down to that corner down there, you'll find a nail down there and just slip the loop over the nail. You see right here, the board and the string are even, but as you come down this way, there's a gap that opens up between the string and the board. The board is actually almost 1/4 of an inch higher right here. So what we have to do is bring the furring strip down so that it's at the same level with the string.
How are we going to do that, Ron?
We're going to do that using shims or wedge-shaped pieces of wood. Wherever we need to lower the furring strips, we loosen the screw and tap in the shim.
Okay, well,
The further the shim goes in, the more the furring strip moves downward. Our furring strips are up and flat. Now we'll need to add some blocking at the ends of the strips and at 4-foot intervals to provide a nailing surface on all 4 sides of each panel. Panel number 1. We've constructed a simple T-brace so that one person can hold the panel in place while the other does the nailing. We're using these decorative cone head nails. Now here's a nailing tip for you. Hold the nail with the pads of your fingers facing the hammer. A missed hammer blow is a whole lot less painful this way. Each panel is aligned with its neighbor and the edges overlapped. The decorative nails are driven in every 12 inches and become part of the overall pattern. When it comes to cutting and shaping stamped metal ceiling panels, about the only tool that's needed is a pair of tin snips. These are designed to cut curves, and they're just the ticket for cutting around the overhead light box. Well, we've got the basics under our belt, so it's clear sailing from here on.
terrific, huh?
Fabulous.
Ah, I tell you, it's breathtaking.
We have done well.
We
really
have.
Got a little work to do along the edges here.
Okay.
We're going to cover that and finish it off with something called metal cornice. It's a kind of molding.
Okay.
Ready for that?
I'm absolutely,
absolutely.
ready.
Okay.
Let's do this.
Now this is just a piece of flat lattice molding. The cornice is nailed to the wall and the furring strip in the ceiling. using the same cone head decorative nails. To save time, we ordered pre-cut outside corner sections from the manufacturer that we simply nail in place. To blend the cut ends, we tap them first with a hammer and then with the head of a nail. The inside corners we'll cut ourselves, so I head out to the truck for my favorite pair of snips. The first piece is trimmed to length with a straight cut and slipped into place. The second section is cut on an angle. The angle section simply slips over the first. This is often called a coping joint. Each straight corner section is overlapped with the next and then nailed in place. Remember that old light fixture we took down earlier? Well, we couldn't put that back up now, could we?
You know, one of the things I like best about this ceiling, besides the fact it looks really cool,
Yeah.
this is made in the same way by the same company that it was made 100 years ago. This is not a reproduction. This is the kind of ceiling you would have gotten if you'd purchased one last century.
Really?
So what do you think? You going to leave it like this, metal, or paint it, or what?
No, I think we're actually going to paint this.
Are you?
I think we really would like to have this a nice white. Whether we want to have it in a satin finish or gloss, we're not sure just yet. That's something we have to discuss.
Just be sure you use an oil-based paint because
Right.
it is steel and it would
Yeah.
rust with water base.
Okay.
All right?
Very good.
Well, I had a good time, guys.
Oh, me too.
We did
We had
too.
a
Thank you
wonderful
so
time.
much. Cheers.
Cheers. Happy nails.
You know, there's nothing that gets me more excited than a cool new tool. And this one from Rigid, well, it certainly qualifies. It's called the Sea Snake Micro Inspection Camera. Now, this is a small TV camera right here, and there are two LED lights. And what this allows me to do is to see into places that normally I couldn't look into. For example, inside a wall. Now, what I've done up here is drill a hole near the top, and I'm going to insert the camera in. And here, take a look. Pretty cool, huh? It's like having X-ray vision inside the wall. Come on back here. I want to show you something. Give you a behind-the-scenes look. Now, I'm going to open up this door, and we can actually see what we were looking at through the camera. Here's the camera right up here. Here's the electrical box. This is blown-in insulation, which is settled. So these are all the kinds of things you might want to look for with a tool like that. Now, here's another place where this tool might come in handy. Let's say you want to inspect your air conditioner heating ducts. Well, most of these vents lift out, or they unscrew if they're in the wall. Let's take a peek down in here. Oh, the kids have been wondering where that went, huh? Now, if you'd like more information about the Sea Snake, check it out at www.ronhazelton.com.
To view today's projects again, visit ronhazelton.com, where you'll find hundreds of how-to videos available 24/7. Free home improvement videos online 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.